Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, by
Ba'ashem,
Hashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai, by
Ba'ashem,
Hashem, Rakakwadash.
Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to all the Akim out in the four corners, teaching the truth and sincerity. This is Tasha Rakwah Ma, here with the brother
Arak, Shalom.
of the GMS Dallas camp. Coming at you with a quick lesson. Lord's will that is edifying unto the hopeful elect. Just going into some things that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai put on my la'ab last night, man. And with that said, and seeing that the times that we're in, how Yahweh Bashim Yahushai speeding up the times to get the elect out of this bitch, call Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for that. We're just going to jump straight into the lesson. Lord's willing, again, that this is edifying unto the hopeful elect. All right. So, Baba Kushak, could you pull that Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8?
Yeah. This is Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power."
See, we are yet this day, from back then all the way up until today. All right, we have been in holy hell. We've been in bondage, for the things that our forefathers have done to cause us to get kicked out the garden, all the way up until today. All right. Mm-hmm. And Baba Kushak, could you read that again?
Yep. This is Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments accord."
See, and like we've been scattered, because of the things that our forefathers have done. We've been put in double straits. Yeah. Holy hell has been upon us. Yeah. Because we chose not to follow the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Yeah. All right, because Jake loves to do his own damn thing. Right. But whenever Jake does his own damn thing, it leads him into mischief. You can finish that out.
Khan, you mind if I get some?
Baba Kushak.
This is Deuteronomy 28:68.
There you go.
Because you had brought up, the precept brings up the captivity, and the latest captivity that we're in is here in America.
Babylon the Great.
Right, which is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible, but is also known as Egypt. Mm-hmm. And really many other names, it's coded. When you read the scriptures, it don't say the United States of America. When you read the scriptures, it's the scriptures speak in code. But this is Deuteronomy 28:68. It says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee." All right, and that's the point, that Egypt that is talking about here is over here in the Americas. All right.
Through the transatlantic slave trade.
Right, through the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
Says Egypt again, because we're going to go into Exodus 32.
Yeah.
We were in Egypt before.
Yeah.
All right, but now we're in the new Sodom in Egypt, pursuant to Revelation 11.
And just to say, back in the ancient days, you could walk from Jerusalem to Egypt. It took them like 6-7 days.
All right. Mary and Joseph did that.
Yeah. So that's how you can tell the times.
Right.
All right. Now our Egypt is over here in the Babylon the Great, because of Esau went to the western coast of Africa and rounded up Jakes to serve captivity over here in the Americas, but also the Jakes that were already over here, which consist of you northern tribes, that fled captivity from the Assyrians, Y'all were already over here, and Seville, Spain is the reverse slave capital of the world, which that incorporates all 12 tribes being in captivity. But Salakia, you got it.
Khan, this is back in Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God."
So they chose not to follow Yahweh by Shemiah Shai. Continue.
Verse 9, it says, "Hear, Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom."
So this is towards the elect right now that is listening.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody is not going to grasp the understanding of this. Yahweh by Shemiah Shai has already have been working upon your hearts. Okay, so Babu Shai, you got it.
Verse 9, it says, "Hear, Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom. How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead."
See, and now Jake is over here in Babylon the Great, with his enemy around him, but him not knowing that he has enemies, are making friends and pacts, so he's defiled, he's defiled with these other nations, which are dead, because he that wanted out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. All right, the dead consists of you other nations,
yep,
and especially you Esau, Edom.
Yep.
Yep.
You mind if I get some real quick?
Shot.
This is Sirach chapter 13.
Yep.
And where is it at? Is iron rusted so is wickedness?
That's 12.
Oh, Sirach chapter 12, water, and verse
10.
Yeah, verse 10. Because like you said, the dead represents other nations, which the other nations are all following Esau.
Mm-hmm.
Who is literally known as the son of perdition when you read the scriptures.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8.
Yep. And then Isaiah 34.
Yep.
So he's literally, when you go to the word perdition means destruction.
Yep, destruction.
So y'all are literally following a dead man walking. This is Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Just going into the covenant, like because the scripture talk about the covenant with death.
Mm-hmm. That's that Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15.
Yep.
And we can pull that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because this shows that Esau Edom rounded up Jake, from the western coast of Africa, and scattered them all over the known world, and the bulk of the people are here in Babylon the Great, serving out captivity under Esau Edom, and this is our double straits. This is our hell. Okay, but
did you want more on the Baruch 8, or is that it on that?
That was it on
Baruch
that.
3, excuse me. Okay.
And you can get that Isaiah chapter 28 verse 6. Like it.
Yeah. I got you.
28 verse 15, because it shows that 2/3 of our own people have made a covenant with Esau, Edom, all these other nations, to stay locked in this whole hegemon. You got it, Alex. Like it.
This is Isaiah 28, 14 and 15. It says, "Wherefore hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Because ye have said, ye have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us.
See, because the 2/3 have chose to follow Esau Edom. All right, but how about Shemiah Shai is going to come and redeem the 1/3, but he's not coming just to shake hands and tell the 2/3 they did good. Nah, he's coming to exact holy judgment. He's coming to exact holy judgment and to deliver the elect, which have been locked into this position surrounded by wickedness, as it says in that Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. Going into Enoch, how he was in. So like it, I'll pull it.
Yep, and if I can make a point on that, Isaiah 28. You can link this to Esau when you jump over 2 chapters to Isaiah 30. All right, it lets you know that basically that covenant with death is talking about Egypt and Pharaoh, in which Esau is the modern day Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
That's why even Paul in Romans 9, all right, when it goes into Pharaoh, it also talks about Esau in that same chapter, but that's also why you have, pyramid on the back of the dollar. You got the obelisk, over there in DC.
Boy, they're scattered all across America. But that Wisdom of Solomon, so like it, 4. You can start at 14. Because it talks about how the Most High had to hurry up and get him out of his spot.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 14. It says, "For his soul pleased the Lord, therefore hasted he to take him away from among the wicked." Yeah,
because just like we read in that Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15, how these 2/3 have made a covenant with death, So how about Shemiah Shai is coming back to deliver the 1/3, and to get him out of here. But just like Enoch, he's going to come skillfully and swiftly, to remove them, so they're not beguiled. Or continue reading that Bible shot 15.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 15. It says, "This the people saw and understood it not, neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and his mercy is with his saints, and that he hath respect unto his chosen."
See, so since Yahweh Shemiah Shai has respect unto his chosen, unto the elect that has been, in this hellish condition, he's doing everything he can to deliver us out of it. All right, because the wickedness can beguile you. It can change your mind.
MOTB.
Yeah.
Trying to put it inside of you.
And that's Esau trying to gain control over the soul.
Right.
Okay, because that's one thing that Esau can't do, is create a soul. Only Yahweh Shemiah Shai can do that.
Right.
All right. But we can go ahead and jump in that Exodus chapter 32.
Con. This is in the book of Exodus, chapter 32, and I'll start at verse 25. It says, And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, Who is on the Lord's side?
See, but well, all this is because whenever Moses went up on the mount, the people wanted to create a golden calf.
Right.
All right. They wanted something to worship outside of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's why we started that Baruch, because right now Jake is worshiping Esau Edom instead of honoring Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. And with them doing that, they made that covenant with death. Mm-hmm. You know, just tying everything in. You know, so with Esau Edom, you know, trying to set himself up to be a god, he has already heaped up unto him people to praise him and to worship him, which is you 2/3.
Yeah,
you know,
and the thing is, most people don't realize that anything that you're a part of, any church, any ideology, philosophy, anything that you're a part of outside of this truth is one way or another connected to E.
Yeah.
You know, like the Christian church, for example. You know, you got niggas, you got Bonehead Jake in 2026. All right, still in the damn Christian church.
Yep.
When every damn church is 501c3'd up, man.
Yep.
They all plugged in, they all tapped in. So whether you want to directly acknowledge it or not, your leaders, your pork chop eating pastors, them niggas is proskuneo and them niggas is bowing the knee.
Yep.
You know, in the background. And so it all ties into what you're saying.
And it's not just the Christian church, it's these other camps as well.
Yep.
Because they have made a covenant with E. All right. Everybody has that's outside this truth, that's outside of GMS, has already bowed that knee. All right. They're the ones getting the last couple minutes with the beast or with the whore. Salaki, if I'm coming.
But this is back in Exodus 32. You want me to go back to it?
Yeah. Go
back in Exodus 32 and verse 26, it says, "Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, 'Who is on the Lord's side?'"
So who is on the Yahweh Shem Yahushai's side? Okay, who's going to stand up, you know, and fight for Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Okay, because these other camps ain't, you know, these Christian pastors ain't, you know, no one is, you know, but the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, and they're standing stiffly, you know, no bend, no break. But you got it.
It says, "And Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, 'Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me.' And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him."
Now Levi, they're the priests, right, of the nation of Israel. You know, they're the ones that are given Salakia. They're the ones that isn't given land, you know, right, but they still are being well taken care of because they're taking care of what Yahweh Shem Yahushai desires.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That word Levi, Laya, in the Hebrew means joined unto me. You know, so like the brother said, when you go into basically the inheritance, the land inheritance, Levi's inheritance was basically that connection to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, that joint, you know, connection, which makes Levi, you know, usually, you know, highly spiritual. You know what I mean? But I just want to make that point. I did have a precept as well.
Okay, you got it.
This is on 1 Peter chapter 2. And I'm gonna get to the point in verse 9 here. Bear with me. Don't use this sword that much. This is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9, right? Because now the priesthood is really Yahushua in the order of Melchizedek, in which basically, if you're an Israelite man from whatever respective tribe, you are a part of the priesthood now. You know, but this is 1 Peter 2, and really, when I say now, I mean it's always been that way, right? But
we come to the understanding of it now.
Right.
All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai has put this on our lives to comprehend and understand through our elders of GMS.
Right. This is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people."
Peculiar. Someone that's set apart, holy.
It says that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And I just want to get that point, going into the priesthood, because like the Levites gathering themselves under Moses during that time, all right, and this time is us gathering under Yahushua.
Yep.
Like it said in Genesis 49, unto Shiloh the people shall be gathered, roughly paraphrasing.
Until Shiloh come.
Until Shiloh come.
Yeah. And Shiloh is Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Right.
Because he is our king.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. So this is back in Exodus chapter 32 and verse 26. It says, "And Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, Who was on the Lord's side, let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor."
So that was the 1/3 against the 2/3, okay? Because Levi, went through the nation of Israel, killing, because it wasn't murder. They was killing.
Indignation. Yep.
That righteous indignation was put upon them because Jake was going off. Jake was naked. They were doing that, basically in iniquity, stacking sin on sin in front of Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Yeah. Can I get some real quick?
Bible shot.
This is Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, all right, man, this isn't the one I wanted. Controversy. What is that? Let me see. It might be in Hosea 4. No, it isn't Hosea 4, I believe. I might just need to start up. Hosea 4 and 1.
Yeah.
It says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh Shemel Shai in the land." All right. So like we're going into, okay, just because you were Israelite, that don't mean
that you're gonna make it.
That don't mean that you're gonna make it, and that don't mean that the Lord won't open up on you, because the Lord is gonna open up on everybody.
Yep.
But especially, all right, you Israelites who have disrespected Yahweh Shai and disrespected, the grace period.
Yep. Y'all were playing games.
Yep.
And y'all played games before Yahweh Shemel Shai. Yep. So it's comparing today's time to the ancient times. Okay. Yep. Everything's being put in proper array. All right.
Yep. And that's Ezekiel 9 too. Mark them with sigh and cry. Yeah. Because really, like when you read the account in Exodus 32, Levi and the Levi, they were the ones who facilitated the idol worship. Yep. They melted the gold down, So they was there. They was in a repentant spirit, too. They were like, damn, like
we fucked up.
Right. We fucked up. And that's the spirit that the elect are coming in today's time. Yep. We know that we fucked up, but we also know who to go to. And
when to go to it.
Right.
That's why it says that you're supposed to go to Yahweh Shemel Shai as soon as you fuck up.
Right.
All right. Because that's who you sin in front of. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
But you got it.
So I just want to make that point. This is back in Exodus chapter 32 and verse 27.
Yeah.
It says, "And he said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor."
See, companion, neighbor.
Right.
All right. And this is what the elect is going to be doing.
Well, right. When we changed.
Yeah. Whenever we come off those slave ships.
Right. On this side, I mean,
spaceship.
It's all spiritual on this side.
Yeah.
We don't got to do nothing on this side. The Lord is going to take care of
everything.
But best believe when the elect come off the ships,
woo!
What is that? Jeremiah 50 or 51, my battle axe.
Yeah, my weapon of war. Yeah.
The elect are getting ready to be them weapons, man.
Yeah, gonna be changed within the twinkling of an eye, but then they're gonna get busy, right. But you got it.
This is Exodus chapter 32 and verse 28. It says, and the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. For Moses had said, consecrate yourselves today to the Lord, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day.
Because they did the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in that. Well, they followed it to the T. It's just like the men of the elect men of today are following Yahweh Shem Yahushua to the T. Okay, there's no maybe that shouldn't be that, or no changing of the doctrine. Okay, these other camps changed the doctrine, and now they don't know they head from their ass. All right, but I got that one more, that Joshua chapter 24, 14 to 15.
Okay. I can read that too.
Bible shot.
This is Joshua chapter 24 and verse 15. 14, and it reads, it says, now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve the Lord.
And serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. So those gods that they were trying to worship in Egypt,
Apis the bull.
Apis the bull, Semiramis, and all that shit.
Various sun gods and all this mumbo jumbo.
They came to understand that there's no other God but Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, through all the judgments that Yahweh Shem Yahushua put foot to ass on, Jake keeps going off and still goes off until this day. All right, because they're still wrapped in with the world.
Mm-hmm.
But
verse, you want me to read for 15?
Bible shot.
Joshua 24 and 15, it says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose ye this day whom ye will serve.
See, if it seems evil to you to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua,
that's a whole lesson right there.
That's a whole lesson in itself. All right, because like IUIC, I hate the name of Yahushua. Yeah. If it seems evil to you, finish that out.
Because there are certain parts of the doctrine that make Jake emotional.
Yeah,
that get Jake uncomfortable, and that's really why a lot of these niggas is opposition to, the truth.
Yeah, and it. Your feelings don't matter. Yahweh Shem Yahushua don't care about your feelings.
Right.
He don't care about your feelings, bro. Oh my God, no, bro. The fuck? And above all things, the Most High is a man of war.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But
you want me to keep going?
Finish that out, bro. For sure.
Kind. This is Joshua 24 and verse 15. It says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites.
Well, Salakia, the guys that are on the other side of the flood, they are no gods,
Mm-hmm.
But you got it. I just want to make that point.
It says, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell, But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
So here at my house, we're gonna serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, because the guys of the Amorites, which are the Japanese, the Moabites, which are the Chinese,
the Amorites, Amor.
Oh,
yeah, not Ammonites, Amor. Yeah.
Slack
Yes.
But like these other gods, they are no gods.
Right.
And the only God is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They created everything that we see. Mm-hmm. All right. That they created you, they created me, that they created this brother. All right. And we will stand with Yahweh Shem Yahushai because he's the only thing that's going to deliver us. You know, wouldn't you want to stay with your power? That's your power source. That's your battery. You know,
yeah.
When you're trying to charge your phone, you need what a battery. You need a power source. Yeah. But you got it.
Is there any more? I just had this. This is Matthew 11:6. It says, "And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me."
See,
you know, so you basically, that's part of denying yourself. You got to get over it. Like there's a lot of things that. First of all, the scriptures say, you know, the Lord said, my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. My ways are higher than your ways. So who are you, you know what I mean, to even really judge, you know what I mean? The point is just, you know, don't be offended. Yeah. You know, this thing isn't about nobody's feelings or opinions, right? Scriptures say many are deceived by their own vain opinion, when in reality, you need salvation.
Yep.
We need mercy and we need salvation.
100%.
You know, and that's what you should be focused on, not your goddamn opinion, man.
You know, and don't let Esau, you know, Edom, use his enchantments to sway you to think that,
right?
You know, because we're in those times. We're in those times where he's about to use everything he can to knock you off your pivot. But you got it.
That's all I got.
All right. So the water for listening. You know, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles. Shalom and shalom.
Shalom.
Baruch Shah.
You got an end stream button.
So like it.
You good? And then hit end stream.